My name is Kevin Chang. I'm a land manager at the Office of Hawaiian Affairs. Actually, they all said most of what has to be said, I think. I'm not sure on OHA's position on that bill. I should probably make sure that you know that, understand that. But I manage a property called Pahua Heiau, which is on the ridge of Kamilo Nui and Kamilo Iki Valley in Mauna Loa, where the community is working to sort of have their own kind of cultural renaissance, and we're just sort of playing our own role in that. We've owned the heiau for about 20 years, maintained it, but sort of just kept it at status quo. What I'm doing is, what OHA's doing now, because OHA's owned this property, but has not taken land management seriously for the past 30 years because we didn't really own land. We were created to own land and advocate for Hawaiian people. So by managing the land, we also are using our style of management, which we are creating, to advocate for Hawaiian people and the empowerment of their culture. And what we're going to be doing at Pahua is to try to recreate a lowland forest in the middle of an urban neighborhood to Oiwi Vale times. Oiwi Vale means that time before our Western contact, or before Cook. Rather than referring to Cook or the West, I say Oiwi Vale to talk about when the Hawaiians were first here. And we're going to be doing that at Pahua. You can visit Pahua. It's at 7142 Makahu'ena Place, right off of Lunalilo Home Road. And I don't think there's much I have to say really other than that. And to maybe emphasize again what Rick said was talking about culture and natural resources. We see natural resources as culture resources, and our beneficiaries have not just had a stewardship type of relationship with these kind of resources, but a kinship relationship. So, thank you very much.
Question? Yes.
For Rick, so Nihu the coconut is not.
Niu was always thought to have long believed to be a Polynesian introduced plant, but then there's actually some evidence to suggest now in the northwestern Hawaiian Islands, I believe in Laysan in the lagoon, they found evidence to suggest that it was here a lot longer before that. So they may reclassify it as indigenous. Yes?
I really like what you're saying about rewilding, and I wonder for schools and homes, what are the resources to see what was the historic native forest here, or native plants, native ecosystems?
Well, some of the images of the botanical gardens and stuff I showed could inspire you towards what that image might be like and the plant compositions. Most of the lowland areas were a dry mesic forest, but that sounds boring, but actually is a very diverse group of plants grew in a dry forest. And it's not, there's some very real challenges to the homeowner or somebody wanting to do a renaturalization. The urban environment is different. I mean, the drainage patterns are different. The soil is completely different. I mean, you need to be realistic about it. I'm trying to create a kind of a renaturalization garden. This last image that was up there, you got to weed invasive plants out of it. You need an understanding of how to use the plants. There's an education process that we all need to get through, and maybe Rick can.
A simple way to do it is, where most people live nowadays is in between the ocean and the mountains. And that type of environment where we live, the ocean used to extend a little bit more, the plants around the ocean used to extend a little bit more mauka, and the plants up mauka used to extend a little bit more makai. So if you go hiking up in the forest, just because you see ohia growing up in the mountain doesn't mean that you can't grow ohia down at your house. Ohia used to extend from near the ocean all the way up to its current locations up mauka. Yes?
For Rick, in that area that you showed with the rewilding, did any regenerate there?
You're talking?
Yeah.
I am Rick, but you call me Richard to differentiate from the other Rick. In the last image, there's a native garden that I've created at UH Manoa, and plants are regenerating. There's one plant that's.
Talking about Hawaii.
Oh.
rewilding.
Oh,
Yeah, the Oahe.
yes, I'm not involved with that one, but the reports are yes. The
Yeah.
plants are regenerating on their own, and it's becoming a stabilized native ecosystem. It's returned to that.
What elevation was that, do you know?
Do you
I think
know,
it's
Rick?
around 2,000, around there, something
Probably
like that.
between 2 to 3,000 foot elevation.
Yes. Oh, sorry, you had a question.
I think this is for all of you, but particularly for Kevin. I'm concerned about the educational dimension in this whole thing. Obviously, we need a huge effort in that area, and I'm wondering how much, if any of you know, how much is being done when Hawaiian cultural practice is brought forward in the schools, in the public schools. You know, I think it's 4th grade or whenever, or in some of the language immersion schools. How much is being taught to Native Hawaiian children in this
Actually, I can
area?
answer that. Well, I could actually answer that. You know, we did see that need, and there was a missing component, huge missing component. So because of that, we actually started our own nonprofit called Papahana Kuola that is strictly focused on education and everything that you were talking about. And we were really fortunate because I don't know if you guys have heard of Moanalua Gardens Foundation, but they had an unbelievable education program for the last 30 years. Well, we were fortunate enough to acquire all of their teachers. And so what we're doing is we're still instilling the same qualities that they had before, but we're injecting a lot more culture into it. And last year alone, we had 18,000 people come through our doors to learn about various aspects of Hawaiian natural history and how it pertains to our culture.
I've been heavily involved with the board of Keikioka Aina,
Mm-hmm.
and they really want to do something about this. They have enough land to really put in a garden and everything, but the missing link is knowledge.
Yeah.
They don't know. They're all confused about, you know, I'm not talking stink about them. It's just that they just have never learned about what Hawaiian plants are.
Yeah, and that's like I said, we were fortunate to have those teachers that knew already, and but we were friends with them for a long time. What our teachers do, they actually go into the schools and give lectures in the classroom, and we also conduct education programs for teachers to come out, and we teach the teachers. So so that option is there. Yes.
Of the list of the native plants that are on that extinction list
Or soon to be, yeah.
soon to be, how much of that is La'aulapa'au, Hawaiian medicinal plant?
You know, almost every plant can be used in that sense. So, and just ask any, you know, La'aulapa'au practitioners today how many plants that they're using are actually Hawaiian and not borrowed, you know, and that's across the board, you know, on all different practices. So, yeah, it's hard to say.
But there's all kinds of facets here.
Yeah.
Not just to beautify and landscape.
Oh, no, not at all. To maintain our culture.
And
Yeah,
nutrition.
Yep.
We can help promote native plants.
absolutely.
Cure cancer.
Yes.
One more, for Rick. Landscaping, do you ever use sweet potato as a ground cover?
Yes, I have, and it's worked very well. It's a beautiful plant as a ground cover, as a landscape material, yeah.
We just started doing that.
Yes.
Amazing.
Question in the back.
I'm activist in Kualoa. For our typical district, they're interested in things, but they want to know, they need jobs. And I guess Hawaiian medicinal is one way this could work in it. And any idea, can this dovetail into employment, into jobs, into
Oh, absolutely.
how? And also, can you talk about the American Association of Landscape Architects doesn't have a degree course here? And I was so surprised because the landscape.
They're working on it. They're trying to get one at UH through the School of Architecture.
Fabulous.
Yeah, it would be very nice to have. Absolutely agree.
Well, yeah, when jobs are concerned, a lot of times when, you know, when grants are made available for doing restoration type of work, you know, from my perspective, our crew is relatively small, but we always, anytime we acquire more grants, we use that as an opportunity to hire more people. So if there are more grant money made available or more jobs made available to incorporate landscapes, because there's not a huge workforce that knows a lot about native plants and native landscaping, it would provide an education and an employment opportunity to attract people that are kind of floating around right now without knowing what to do. And so, you know, the only reason why I say it is because that's how all of our employees started off. And right now, you know, our guys are just all about it. And when they were first coming to work, you know, you could see the kind of confusion in what they were doing. But now, you know, they bring more friends out, and we have, you know, a crew that started off with one guy, and now we have all of his friends that are so into it, which is really, really, I mean, for me, a good sight to see.
Because they work for free, is that?
Yeah, I wish.
Okay, final comments? We
Any
wrap up?
question? All right.
Nothing more to say?
Oh no, I was looking for questions. Any questions?
Why don't you have some final comments?
I don't know. Final thoughts.
Bill this year? And how are you going to utilize these people?
Well, I mean, you know, the most thing you can do is go out there and talk to your representatives, talk to your senators about this. You know, we've only had great positive results when we've approached, and if there is anything that comes up, make sure everybody's there to support it. So.
Are you really going to do something about changing?
I believe I am. Yes.
Yeah, because that would be a good start.
Okay.
I think Rick just got himself on the executive committee of the Sierra Club, so there's a good chance it might happen. Let's have a hand for our panel on native plants.